Hey everybody, I'm David, and today I have some breaking news. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting that James Mangold is going to be writing and directing a Boba Fett movie. This is insane news, first of all. James Mangold, as many people might know, had directed Logan last year, which was a huge success critically and commercially. And to have this news now, knowing that James Mangold is going to be writing and directing a Star Wars movie, Boba Fett of all characters, this is a great match. And this is coming from someone who, if you followed me, once in a while I do mention that I would really love a Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. I want Ewan McGregor to return as Obi-Wan. A lot of people want that. I know that's one of the most anticipated characters that people want to see get its own movie. And when I read Boba Fett was getting its own movie, it didn't really excite me at first. And then I saw James Mangold was attached to write and direct, and I was like, wait a minute. This is something to get excited about, because Logan is definitely top 10 material when it comes to superhero movies. Even when it's not a superhero movie, if you're not comparing it to just superhero movies, it's a great movie overall. That's like up there with some of the greats, like The Dark Knight. And to see what he did with that movie, how he grounded it and made it such an emotional film, knowing that he's going to be doing this Boba Fett movie, that is freaking amazing to me. And I can't wait to see what he does. What kind of a story does he craft around this character? Him writing it is what's really helping it. And then knowing that he's going to direct it right after. This excites me, and it should excite many other Star Wars fans. We don't, and I know he's a very artsy director, but we've seen that, hey, he can get in touch with what the character needs to be as long as he crafts the right story for that character. And I'm pretty sure deep down he is a huge Star Wars fan. Almost every one who wants to work in the industry started off as a Star Wars fan and had that inspire them to get into the business of making films. Because let's remember, Star Wars was an independent film, the original Star Wars trilogy. We think of them now as huge blockbusters, but they were independent films at one point. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. And I'm hoping to see what other fans are thinking about this. I'm sure a lot of fans are pissing their pantses right now because they're really excited. Not literally, you know what I mean. But yeah, this is really cool news. Comment below, guys. Tell me what your thoughts. Would you still rather have an Obi-Wan movie over a Boba Fett movie? And a bigger question is, who will they cast as Boba Fett? For myself personally, I would rather have them bring back Tamora Morrison. I met Tamora Morrison back at a Star Wars celebration. I think it was Star Wars Celebration 4. That was the first and only Star Wars celebration I've been to. I wouldn't mind going back again one day, but money is an issue, so can't do that. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him seeing, because I just hope that if they do this Boba Fett movie, they don't make him into a character like where they have to strip down everything that we want. I'm thinking of something like Dredd with Carl Urban. That was a great movie where, he just had his helmet on. I don't think you need to take off Boba Fett's helmet. And if you do, I don't think you need to take it off that much. I think he should be what he is. He's like a hired assassin, sort of. A bounty hunter. He's a bounty hunter. And he should be what a bounty hunter should do, right? I don't want to hear like that he has a family and all that. Like, we already know that he's a clone. Some people might want that erased. Deal with it. The prequels are canon. They've already acknowledged the prequels in some of the newer films. You play with your mythology that you have built throughout all these years. You don't, and use it to help advance your stories. Play with your mythology. That's what makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe so great. They don't ignore any of their films. Even if Thor: The Dark World and The Incredible Hulk were some of the weaker films, they still use those films to help further advance their universe. We wouldn't have gotten Infinity War if they ignored some of the films in the past that didn't work. It worked because of how strong those characters have grown throughout the years, and they use that to their advantage. Same thing with Creed. Creed doesn't ignore the worst Rocky films. You know, Rocky's son is still acknowledged in Creed, that he does have a son. He's just not around anymore. Who we last seen in the fifth or sixth Rocky movie, played by the guy from Heroes who played Peter Petrelli. Can't remember his name right now. Milo Ventimiglia or something like that. Really good actor. Just anyways, that's what I'm trying to point out, is that you shouldn't forget what your past is. So always remember that Boba Fett was a clone, and use that to your advantage. How maybe, I don't know, you can go into the psyche of all that, maybe, and maybe he doesn't like being a clone, or maybe he does, because let's remember, Boba Fett saw his father murdered by a Jedi. So how does that affect a young kid like that? So yeah, I think you can use Tamora Morrison. Just surround him by a really good, strong supporting cast. It's what worked with the original Superman movie back in 1978, and it's what worked with Batman Begins. Christian Bale was a relatively unknown. People knew him, but not the majority of audiences. The large majority of audiences knew him. So you surround him with a strong supporting cast, like a Liam Neeson, like a Michael Caine, like a Morgan Freeman. And you work from there. And then hopefully Tamora Morrison will make a name for himself afterwards. Or people can always remember him as Boba Fett, right? It's that guy from the prequels. That's right, okay. Because he also did the voice of Boba Fett in the original special editions, right? And whether people like it or not, the special editions are canon as well. So I think they should acknowledge that, and I think, I would get Tamora Morrison back. I think he's the proper age to do it by now. So comment below, guys. Tell me your thoughts. Like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, especially if you're a huge Star Wars fan. I am a Star Wars fan, too, of the movies, of the animated stuff. So until then, until next time, Solo, a Star Wars movie tomorrow. I'm going to review it. So stay tuned for that. Take care.